I'm here at the back porch door, and I wanted to show you something that I finished today. I've been working on it for a while. I have a friend who gives me scraps of fabric that's left over from the bowl cozies and napkins and things like that that she makes for the farmer's market. And she has these strips of fabric that she can't use. So she gave them to me because she knew I was doing scrappy things. So let me show you what I made with her scraps of fabric. Maybe I should show you the scraps first, and then I'll show you what I made. My friend's name is Pat, and she's just a delightful person, and she buys really nice fabric. She orders it online. This is a nice wide strap. It's actually twice that width. Oh no, that's two of them, but they are twice that width. And there was quite a few of those. There's a lot of selvage pieces, and the thing that I made is a very scrappy little thing, and even some of the text I leave in there. Some of the selvages I kind of leave in there, but there's some beautiful pine cone. I love the sunflowers. And then there's a limited selection in here. This is one seahorse. You see the seahorse? And then this is no, that's the same one. This is the other one. There's two seahorses. I think there's two seahorses. This one is all blue. And this one has the blue and the brown and the other stuff. And I think that was it. And there's still there's a pretty pine cone. It is on the selvage, but you can barely see that, so I can sew over that. So I started sewing these strips together with the intention, look at that, I have a lot left. I'm not done with this project, but I've finished the first panel. So I decided to make curtains for my back porch windows. So let's go look at that. So now we're back on the back porch again. I just stepped down. Now this is a grungy place. It has seashells, but it also has dead bugs. And the side over here this is Adam's corner. This is where he keeps everything. He has old books, math books, and all kinds of tools, and yard stuff. And we've got a blind. This came in the house. Boy, talk about dead bugs. That does keep out the afternoon west sun. That's very useful because this porch can get warm. But it's full of windows. There's the window on the door, the ones I just showed you, and then all along there, and then two windows at the other end, some of which are in very bad shape and need to be replaced. But, and you know, this is one place we haven't painted or anything. It just looks awful. But here's the curtain. And I'm pretty tickled about that. Now, like I said, it's a scrappy piece. You can see it's not quite level. I don't care about that. This is a back porch curtain. I just put a dowel up there, put some little tabs like that for the dowel to run through. Use some of the pretty green as a border. So I don't have any raw edges showing, but it was nip and tuck there at the end. And you can see I did leave a white selvage here and one on the other end. And that curtain, you know, I thought about having a frilly curtain that was like 50% bigger or more than the width of the window, but somehow with this type of curtain, it seems better to have it as a solid panel that doesn't frill and stuff. I think that it has enough texture just with the stripes. The thing that's behind there, this is cool. Let me show this to you. This was left in the first house we ever bought. It's a potato sizer. Maximum length 10 inches. Minimum length 3 inches. Tater sizer. See that? And so you would put this as if you grew a lot of potatoes and you were going to sell them, and you didn't want any smaller than that, and you didn't want any bigger than that to sell to the public. I think that's hilarious. So I took that with us everywhere we've moved and kept my tater sizer just for fun. All right, so now I've shown you the first one. Over time, I'm going to let her know that this worked well and send her a photo, and maybe she'll donate more of her strips to me. And I might end up with enough that I could do all the windows in here, which I think would be the coolest. I do. And then I would be bound to take down the that really awful border up there and maybe paint it green or something. I don't know, something fun and bright. that's a project for another day. Anyway, so there's the curtain. That's the latest little thing. Thanks. And look at that. That will be a very nice curtain holder. Thanks, honey. I worked really hard for a couple of days on some more scrappy curtains. These are very, very scrappy. I'll show you what I mean by scrappy. Wonky and scrappy. Like the joints down here are not even really closed up. And I'm using those selvages on the edge because they're already finished. And there's no lining, and I didn't even bother to finish off those raw edges back there. So, but you know what? That goes to the outside. I'm not gonna worry about it. This is my summer curtain. Is that right? No, this is the spring curtain. This is the summer curtain. This obviously is the winter curtain. Now, I didn't plan that. What I really did was I just reached into the bags of scraps that my friend Pat gave me, and I pulled out whatever was in there. She had all these Christmas scraps in the one on the end. So, lots and lots of fun. A little bit more shade on the back porch, a lot more color on the back porch. They're just fun. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but there's the spoons. I got that idea from Kate Jackson. We just put nails up there, and Adam drilled holes in the spoons, and we just rested them on the nails. And the rods, now I risked my life for these rods. I don't know if you know what these are. These are strips of bamboo. This is not nice bamboo. This is junky, weedy bamboo that grows on our property next to the little ditch. I wouldn't call it a creek. And I knew it was a pretty snaky place. I really did. Yes, a snaky place. And so I got over there to that little ditch, and I got down low with my clippers, and I always wonder if there's a snake nearby. I had my big old farm boots on, and then I looked down the ditch, and sure enough, I saw this big, fat snake body. Didn't see his head, just his body. At first I thought it was a black snake. Then I realized it was more kind of gray, and I realized it was a harmless, non-venomous, red-bellied water snake. Now, if I can find a picture of one of those, I'll put it up here just for a second so you can see it. But man, they're scary looking, but they're not mean, and they're really scared of you, and they'll run away, and he did. But I got my bamboo. So now I have really an endless supply of little rods, and hopefully I'll get those two windows on the end done. But I really think that'll be another project down the road a little bit. I'm happy with these three. And in case you didn't notice, I cleaned up stuff around here a little bit and switched things around the house and wiped down those dead bugs in the shelf and got rid of some spiders too. Thanks for joining me on this fun project. Now let's look at the next thing I did with Pat's scraps. I've just finished doing the scrappy log cabin top for another pillow. The pillow is right there. That's one of the three that I bought at the thrift store. And she buys extremely high quality fabric online. It's just gorgeous, and you can imagine how beautiful her napkins are. She's been doing this for years. She's a professional seamstress. So I have a long way to go, though. I have to get a panel on this side and a panel on this side for the envelope closure on the back of the pillow. And then all of it has to be lined in a different fabric underneath. And I still have to figure out what fabric I want for the panels on either side. And I'm going to have to look through. I don't have anything in this that's big enough because these were all kind of long strips of scraps. So I've got to find something big enough that would go with that. That's the next fun part. This is what happens in the evening when I go to the pen. Can you see them? They're all following me. Actually, they're kind of almost leading the way. They're so eager for their treats. Come on, y'all. Sheena is leading the way. All right. So this little clip is for Angela, one of my viewers out there. Hello, Angela. You mentioned putting bricks into plant beds to keep the chickens from scratching them up. I also put these into my beds. These are those concrete leaves. Adam makes big concrete leaves, but he also makes little ones out of smaller leaves. And then he has, here's one of, this is the only one I see over here. This is just a block of concrete, and he uses this to scrub away at the edges of his leaves afterward to get them smooth. And so he had a whole bunch of these. Well, I swiped them all. And let me show you the boat bed. So this is the boat. I didn't know what to do with it. I finally turned it into a bed and put it over that big hole, as I mentioned. And so I took all of Adam's, those little concrete balls, and I put them in here. There's a brick too. And I've also got some of those leaves. They're starting to go under. I've just got these scattered in here just to discourage, still want the rain to get in, but to discourage the chickens. I don't know if that'll help you or not, but the leaves do look kind of pretty. I think I've got them somewhere else. Yes, I hate to show you all the weeds and such. This is a little bed next to the house where I put 3 forsythias. There's one, and it's got lots of new growth down here. I mean, all of this is forsythia. And then I put one down here. These were cuttings that, oh wow, he's getting long. It's got some new growth. And then one over here, and it's also got new growth. And the chickens were just destroying them. It's terrible. So this is where I put so many of Adam's leaves. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 around that one. That's the best plant. 3 around that one. 2 around that one.